If you have ever bitten into a microwave burrito that was lava on the outside, but a literal ice cube in the center, you have experienced a weird visual paradox. You have probably been told your microwave cooks from the inside out. Well, you have been lied to. Right now, inside millions of kitchens, an invisible electromagnetic standing wave is yanking molecules back and forth 2.45 billion times a second. And almost everything you think you know about how this box works is completely wrong. At the heart of every microwave oven is a component called a magnetron. It's essentially a specialized vacuum tube that converts electricity into high-power electromagnetic radiation, specifically microwaves at a frequency of 2.45 GHz. That means the wave oscillates 2.45 billion times every single second. These waves travel down a metal channel called a waveguide, getting funneled into the main chamber. Once inside, they reflect off the metal walls and pass directly into your food. Here is where the actual physics happens. Water, fat, and sugar molecules are what chemists call apolar molecules. They have a slightly positive end and slightly negative end, like a microscopic battery or a tiny magnet. As the microwave electric field flips back and forth 2.45 billion times a second, it grabs those polar molecules and forcefully yanks them to align them with the changing field. And if your food has salt or minerals in it, those ions get pulled back and forth in a straight lines too. A process called ionic conduction, which speeds up the heating process even more. Now, you'll often hear people say that this causes molecular friction, like rubbing your hand together on a cold day. That's a helpful mental picture, but it's not strictly physical friction. In physics, this is called dielectric heating. Because the electric field is shifting so fast, the molecules can't keep up. They lag behind the field, bumping into neighboring molecules and transferring that rotation into raw kinetic energy. That energy losses creates thermal heat directly inside the food itself, which is why microwaves heat food exponentially faster than a conventional oven. So why do you still end up with the cold spots? Inside that metal cavity, the waves bounce off the walls and overlap with each other, creating a standing wave pattern. The waves interfere constructively and destructively, creating fixed zones of intense high energy and zones with virtually zero energy. That is the entire reason why your microwave has a rotating turntable, or in some commercial units, a spinning metal fan called mode stirrer. It isn't just for show. It physically drags your food through those fixed energy nodes, so it receives somewhat even dose of radiation. This brings us to the biggest myth in kitchen science, that microwaves magically teleport into the center of your food and heat from the inside out. They don't. They actually enter from the surface, just like a regular oven. Microwaves have a limited penetration depth for most dense food. The wave energy is almost entirely absorbed within the first inch or two. The outer layer heats up first. From there, heat travels to the center, the old-fashioned way, through thermal conduction. The illusion of inside-out cooking happens because the heat-generating zone starts with an inch deep, instead of just at the skin. Combine that with standing wave hotspot, and you can easily end up with a piping hot center pocket, while the rest of the dish is still conducting heat. Here's another one you will see all over the internet forums. People claiming 2.45 GHz was chosen because it's the exact resonant frequency of water. That is completely false. If we turned microwave to water actual resonant frequency, the outer friction of a millimeter of your food would absorb all of the energy instantly, burning the surface while leaving the inside raw. 2.45 GHz was selected as a calculated compromise. It penetrates deep enough to cook a meal without getting completely stopped at the surface. And to put one last myth to rest, no, microwaving your food does not make it radioactive. Microwaves are non-ionizing radiation. They don't have enough energy to strip electrons or alter atomic structure like X-rays or gamma rays do. They literally just make polar molecules spin. The moment the oven stops, the waves vanish instantly. Now you understand the physics. Here is how to use it to your advantage. First, arrange your food in a ring with a hole in the middle. Since microwaves penetrates about an inch from all sides, a ring shape eliminates the cold center entirely. Second, use a lower power setting for the thick foods. The power level button doesn't turn down the waves instantly. It cycles the magnetron on and off, giving thermal conduction time to pass heat to the center without overcooking the outer layer. To recap, a magnetron generates 2.45 GHz electromagnetic waves that flip polar molecules and ions billions of times per second. That dielectric loss generates heat directly within the outer inch of your food, while standing waves create hot and cold spots that require a turntable. It heats from the outside in, just much faster and deeper than a conventional oven. The next time you hear that hum and watch your plate spin, you will know the exact physics operating inside your kitchen. If you enjoyed this deep dive into everyday physics, hit the subscribe button and drop a comment below, letting me know what household technology myth we should tackle next. Thank you for watching.